So we are going to be looking at kinds of risk tolerance for your real estate investment. These are the kinds of risk tolerance for real estate investment. Number one on our list is the aggressive risk tolerance. Then we have the moderate risk tolerance. Then we have the conservative risk tolerance. And I'll be explaining all these types of risk tolerance and giving you one or two examples of each. So let us take the aggressive risk tolerance. These people are the type of risk takers that I like in this business. I like all, but the more the profit, the more you will like. So aggressive risk tolerance, like I call them, the people wey no dey gree. These people now, they take more risk in real estate investment. They take more risk in real estate investment. So the more the risk for them, the more the profit margin. You understand? Aggressive risk tolerance has more profit margin than any of these people. The more the risk you take, the more money you are likely to make. And an example of this aggressive risk tolerance is um, house development. House development. House development. House develop. Forgive my terrible handwriting. House development. House development. You know, house development has more risk. Because down to the kind of money you use, the millions of naira you use to develop a house to sell. What of if the house collapses? What of if government bulldoze the house? But what of it? We could also swing the other way. What of if the house is built properly? What of if you get all the documentation right? What of if you sell and make millions of naira, hundreds of millions of naira to build multiple units? Yeah, some people do this, or they just build these houses. They take a lot of risk, you understand? And it works for them. Yeah, there are good days, there are bad days, you understand? So there are good days, there are bad days, but let the good days be more than the bad days. Yeah, the next on our list is moderate risk investment, moderate risk tolerance, moderate risk tolerance, moderate risk tolerance, moderate risk tolerance. These people, they're not as crazy as these guys, the aggressive people. They are not as conservative or as, mindful as the conservatives. You understand? These people, they are not so high. They are not so high, and they are not so low. They are just here. These are the moderate guys. They just one day. They just one day. They don't want any form of. They don't want too much risk. You understand? They don't want so much not to risk too. There are people who fall into this category are maybe people in their mid 40s, thereabout, late 30s. They don't want any form of loss at all. And they don't want anything that will make their capital, disappear. An example of moderate risk investment is agrotourism. Agrotourism. Agrotourism, you know, agrotourism estate. You understand? You buy land, for example. Now you buy land, for example. Let us say you bought land 500k, right? 500k, and this is expected to give you 30%. By just speaking hypothetically, this is supposed to give you 30% annually. That is 150k, right? Let us say you are planting corn. Let us say you are planting corn, right? And this is supposed to, from the agrotourism land, you are supposed to get 150k annually from planting corn. Then let us say, for instance, flood happens, and where the estate land is located did not take measures against flood or pests and diseases. You now lose this 150k. And even if you regain back the 150k, then even if you regain back something at all, you now make maybe 50k. So you made something, but you didn't make so much. You understand? The risk is not so much. Your land is still there. You can try again next planting season. That is it. Then the next one is the conservative risk tolerance level. Conservative risk tolerance. These guys do not want to take any form of risk at all. They don't want to lose their money for anything. They don't want to lose their money for anything. And people in this group are mostly elderly people. I met a man recently. I took him for inspection. I think um, third week of January 2025, and he was telling me that, oh, hope this will work, that he's going to check all the documentation. I saw that this man was taking his time. You understand? He doesn't want to hear any story. He eventually paid for the land, but I saw that he doesn't want to take any form of risk. He doesn't want to lose his money. You understand? Because he's a conservative investor, and likely because of his age. Yeah, likely because of his age. You know, he wants to have something to fall back on, that okay, in case he wants to sell it, maybe 2 3 years time, he can still get something in return. So an example of a conservative risk tolerance investment in real estate is land banking. Land banking. Land banking. Land banking. You see, this can make you rich over a long period of time. Over a long land banking, this can make you rich over a long period of time. Over a long period of time. It's not an overnight thing. When people tell you, okay, buy land, sell it in 1 year, that is maybe sell it in 3 months, that is, you're flipping land. You're not doing land banking. Land banking is a long term, very, very long term process. You understand? Sometimes 5 years, sometimes 10 years, sometimes 40 years. You get, and all those things determine when your investment will be ripe for you to take the proceeds of your investment. So if you're a conservative, if you're a moderate risk, if you're a moderate guy or you're an aggressive person, let me know in the comment section. What type of risk, what's your risk tolerance in real estate? I'm sure we have something for you about real estate.